Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, we're just going to be bucking up a little bit on some cherry logs and some maple family logs like elm, box elder, maple, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm fixing my Stihl bar right now, right here. Is mushrooming a little bit, so I'm taking a flat file to it, and I'm going to use that bar with the Oregon skip tooth chain. And we're gonna rip through some wood today. I'm only gonna cut what's convenient for me today because I'm kind of in a rush, but I just wanna have rounds bucked up for me to split. So that's where we're headed with this one. I'll show you guys just me slapping a chain on, and yeah, we'll go from there, and I'll show you guys, I'm gonna file the rakers down on this new Oregon skip tooth as well. So here we go. Alrighty, we're gonna slap the Stihl bar on there. And guys, what I do with chains out of the box, I found that they come in different sharpness and whatever. Sometimes they're really sharp, other times they're not. So regardless of whether a chain is brand new or, yeah, if it's brand new, still check the sharpness of it. Because they make these chains in bulk, so they don't take special care of them, you know what I mean, and all that jazz. So, and especially the rakers, I'll always file down the rakers on a new chain. That's just me though. I had a light, oh, it's over there. Yeah, let me go see. I don't know why I'm not using my light romatic bar. Let's go, let me see. Okay, because the whole thing is mushroomed out, that's why. So I'm gonna have to file that, but it's fairly used, you know. The edges actually get really, really, really sharp. And I just cut myself. And what I'm referring to when I say mushroom, guys, is when this is your bar, right? And your chain runs in the middle right here. When that chain gets so hot, the top of the bar wants to mushroom out like that. So, and that can affect how the chain runs in there. It can bounce around, and that's dangerous. So what you want to do, every time before I go cut, I feel the edges of the bar, and I make sure that we're not mushrooming too bad, because I don't want the chain to fly off and, you know, who knows where that goes. But anyway, yeah, always check that. And all you gotta do is take a flat file to the edge of it. You can lay it down here, and then I just take my flat file and I put it under my fingers, and I just go like this. It's like you're waxing a surfboard, if you've ever done that before. But anyways, we're gonna file down these rakers here, because I just know that they're high. See that? So I'm actually not even gonna use a gauge. I'm just gonna hit each one probably 5-10 times. Yeah. You guys, really, you can just look and tell if your rakers are good or not. I usually just, what I like to think about when I'm looking at the rakers is just how much of a chunk that tooth is actually going to be able to take out. But I will say, if you're using a skip tooth chain like I am right now, be very careful with the rakers. Because you don't want them to get too low and then they grab like crazy. So I'll show you guys an up close view of these rakers here. You guys can kind of see them. That's gonna take a pretty good chunk there. All of these are. Just see a little bit of difference. But yeah, let's go cut. All right, you guys, we're gonna start here with my cherry logs. And then we're gonna work up to that maple pile down there, that 10 cord of maple. Beautiful day out right now. Beautiful. This is pretty beautiful too, isn't it? Anyways, let's get cutting. These Oregon chains, they stretch crazy fast, so I'm gonna go tighten it up quick and we're gonna be right back. my 2 face-quarter cherry. Roughly 1.5. I'm gonna sharpen that chain up and we're gonna go down to the maple. Alright you guys, we're gonna buck up on this pile now. This is the biggest pile in the same spot that I've ever had on my property. I've had 10-quarter logs before obviously, but not like this. This looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I think so. Got a guy just ordered 2 cords of hardwoods. So this is probably what it's gonna get right here. I'm gonna see how dry it is when I split it, but I have 2 cords of other stuff to be sold, so if this can't go, that's A-okay as well. Yeah, not too sure what I was thinking in there when I got to that big cherry piece. I don't know. And I think I hit a little bit of metal because I saw some sparks fly when I did an undercut. But the chain's still sharp, so whatever. I'm gonna check it for chips, but other than that, nothing really else I can do. Yeah, just got the text that I need to fill another 2-cord order for next week, so got a lot of cutting and splitting to do so the stuff can dry for a little bit. But yeah, we got a fair amount of wood behind. I'll show you guys. I still have 1 full cord going out, and then the 2 that I need to fill, and then I get a lot of face cord orders just sprinkled in periodically, so gonna have some of those too. But I think I'm gonna call it for this video. My dad's about to get here with a tractor, so I'm gonna cut until he gets here. But yeah, it's a really perfect day for bucking up some rounds. So I just wanted to take you guys along, kind of show you a little behind the scenes type thing. So yeah, got a lot of cutting to do with this pile, I'll tell you that much. But I enjoy it. It's all right, not bad. Making really good money, so can't really complain. But anyways, guys, drop a like on this video. I'd really appreciate it. I'm really trying to get my long form videos up off the ground. So I'm gonna make one every single day. So every day. You guys should come back and watch every day. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, or live stream or short. I really appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.